بسم الله.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة
بسم الله
والسلام
الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة
على
والسلام على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome all of you wherever you are. Welcome you back again with your second portion of the Fatwa Life that comes to you on Monday the 27th of Shawwal. والله يوم الاثنين. The first question tonight
السيدة تقول
from a woman who says
عندها 6 أولاد
she has 6 kids.
الآن لها أسبوع وقد مضى
Now
موعد دورتها أسبوع
it's been a week and she haven't had her period.
توقعت بفتح
So she went to the doctor and she thought she has infection.
ذهبت إلى الطبيب تأكد أمام الطبيب أنها
But he told her you're pregnant. Can she have an abortion? She is weak. She has a lot of kids.
والمتابعة في هذه السن
And to follow them with her old age is very hard.
والحلال هو
And the weakness, it has very hardship on her. Do you see a way that she will have an abortion at this early stage? Uh, the abortion the first 40 days, it is okay, and when there is a need, and it's not because of the pleasure or I don't like this. In the scholars of the Bilad Harami, they say you cannot have an abortion in all its stages except for a reason and within very tight area. If it is in the first stage, the first 40 days, and there is a very legitimate reason for it, or to prevent harm, then you can. But you are afraid that you're not going to be able to support them financially or taking care of them from. That's not an excuse. I know that the 40 days, the medical is different than with the Sharia that we have discussed before. The doctors, they take it from the last period, and the scholars from the time of the fertilization. Because Allah said, we have created man whenever he become, the fertilization happens. But the period, there is like a period is different. For the first days from the fertilization, and the Shaykh has recited the evidence from the Quran about the stages of the creations. So you have more time. The point is you have more time than the medical one. What about the second question? We all know about the Hajj, and somebody's saying, what about making Hajj without the permission, without getting doing it illegal according to the time of, according to the laws of Saudi. So what is there? So I need to tell him, first of all, as far as acceptance and corruption, that permission or not having it has nothing to do with the Hajj and the acceptance. That's a different issue. Has nothing to do with the political and the management of the area. As far as whether that Hajj is accepted, it is accepted, no doubt about it. This is something has no doubt about it, nor would be conflicted about. Whomever made Hajj with no without permission, but he should not expose himself to the danger and the humiliation, especially after doing the Hajj of Islam, because the uh, the the permission is not because they wanted to be oppressors, nor because they wanted to make it hard and difficult on people. No, the increase of number of people who wants to do the Hajj is beyond the to welcome all of this. To have that big numbers in the Hajj is very it's impossible. So for them to be able to provide the service that is required, especially to prevent the death of the people in there, that's one of the main reasons. The safety is what made the administrators to have permissions only limited. But I will tell you, it is possible when you are required to do the first Hajj that maybe it is okay, because that is the extra one should not uh, gamble with your life and others, because whenever you go you increase the number of people that they cannot handle in that area. But the obligatory one, yes, it is okay. If you can reach, go ahead. May Allah accept from you. The second question, I was supposed to make the adhan, and I made the adhan. I did not pray the Tahiyyat al-Masjid. And I finished the adhan, the Imam started prayer, and I start praying, and everybody saw it. Is my what I did correct? Or if I sat down, it was better. So I would not create a reflection for people thinking that there's a sunnah after the adhan. All that depends on you. If you are afraid what you are saying, and you are people were looking at you as an example, and people would take it as a sunnah, then it might be taken as it is to leave the sunnah to prevent a bigger corruption. But if it is something is your illusion, that thinking that people gonna think that it's a sunnah, you're just illusion of this. Saying you should bring the sunnah, and whomever asks you, then you clarify to him. Because what Bukhari said about Qutada, if any of you enter the masjid, let him do rak'ahs before he sit down. And because what Muslim narrated according to Jabir that the Prophet ﷺ said, if one of you came the day of Jum'ah, Al-Imam is speaking, let him make 2 rak'ahs and make him very short, very quick. A question that came in this masjid yesterday, the one who is asking, some of non-Muslims are saying about the tuqiyah, and they're saying, don't trust the Muslims. Why? Because in their religion, it's built on lying and deception and illusion. So how do I respond back to them? So I tell him, first of all, Allah Azza wa Jalla forbid the lying that is known with necessity. I mean, it's known that it is one of the big sins. It is the characters of the hypocrites, because it's the collection of every evil because of its result. Allah said, do for every person who lies. And Allah is, and the saying of Abu Hurairah that all of you know, that the signs of the hypocrisy, if he spoke, he lied, and then if he is trusted, he betray, and if he is trusted, he betray. And the Shaykh has so many other hadith in this matter that is forbidden the lying. And the Shaykh still reciting some hadith about the forbidden of the lying, and the Prophet ﷺ to say to warn us about lying, to show that it is one of the major sins.
لأن يضعني الصدق وقل ما يفعل أحب إلي من أن يرفعني الكذب وقل ما يفعل. يبقى الكذب عندنا معدوم في ديننا من الكبائر.
So lying, it is one of the major sins. So what about the taqiyya? What does it mean? That is indicated. Allah said, "Don't the believer take the disbelievers as allies without the believer. Whomever does that, except that you are fearing some, and Allah has warned you about Himself, and to Him is the come back." Meaning to when you are afraid of a great harm that you cannot burden. So to whenever you are trying to avoid a big harm that you cannot help. So it's not allowed except for that emergency or the need that is needed for it. It's not except when there is being afraid of being dead or of great harm, like close to death. So it's not allowed except with the fear of killing or severity or a major harm. Originally, Allah said that believers will not take the disbelievers as allies, and whoever who does that, he's not ally of Allah, except you are trying to protect yourself from them, and Allah has warned you about Himself. So it is required that there should be fear of something that is fearful, and you cannot get out of that harm except with going through this taqiyya. Just like who take with the taqiyya to be careful. If he could find a way without committing that sin, then he should go to that, and not to keep going with the permission. So he will go from the taqiyya to something is forbidden by Allah. And that's why Allah said, whomever is forced and he don't want to go back or he likes it, then there is no sin on him. Imam Baghawi, he says that the believers, they were forbidden to take care of the disbelievers unless the disbelievers are the taqiyya will not be except you're afraid that you will be killed in the safety. So we're still into the time of the need that is required. Ibn al-Mundhir said, for those who disbelieve but his heart is comfortable with the faith, it is not, you cannot say he is a disbeliever. But those who decided, but the person who decided to resist is higher in his status. Ibn al-Battar said, and they agreed, that whomever is forced to disbelieve and he chose to be killed, he is a greater reward with Allah. So what is known as the sunnah, it is to prevent death in some conditions that are exceptional. It is okay for those who took that permission and took off the strength, because some of the scholars said whomever is harmed, they are greater in reward with Allah the Almighty. Abu Hanifa's followers, they said it is permission from Allah, leaving it, it is better. So if you are forced to disbelieve, it is better for whomever showed. So anything that will show the religion, it is better than to take the permission. Just like we need whomever will show the truth, they want somebody who will put it in action. That's why Hamza was the best of uh, the martyrs. Imam Ahmad, at the time of his affliction about the creation of the Quran, was asked, if you brought the sword and he put the sword in your neck, would you say the Quran is created? He said no. He said, when would the truth, if the scholars try to, is afraid of the sword, I'll kill nafsi. I will not portray those and put them astray. They said, our teacher, Allah says, do not throw yourself to the destruction and do not kill yourself. Allah was merciful on you. He said, go to the area. They found a lot of people who are overcrowded. They have the bench and the are waiting for the imam so they could use it as a religion. He said, I will kill myself than to put these astray. The permission, when there is something that is to stop the harm, they have agreed that it is something, there is nothing that you can put on somebody's religion or belief. When you are trying to prevent death, and no one should dispute it that he is. But the people of Sunnah issues is different than the Shia. And for those who are confused, they are taken from the Shia books, who are using the taqiyya as absolute, where they use it at all times and no exceptions. And there is no description between the need and the time of choice. They say Al-Imam Sadiq, he's not among us who don't make it as his value. Al-Imam Sadiq, he's higher to be saying that. He's not among us who don't make it his words and his look for with the person who he feel safe with. And this is something rejected from the people of Sunnah. Another question, there is an emergency loan, they'll give it to you. You don't get it completely except if you ask for it. And you have to bring it complete in 1 month with no increase. But you pay $100 so you could have that service and the paper. That's what they said. What is the rule? Let's distinguish between the claim and the truth. First of all, the good loan is unaccepted, and like if an area they decided to give good loans to people, they took an office, they paid utilities loans. They said, I will take from every loan what I spent. So if they give the good loans, they can take that. So when they take the budget at the end of the year, it should be zero income because he spent and he took from people one. So whatever he charge, it is goes right to what it is. But to be an income, no. Then we are talking about increase in the money that is riba. That people are using it to say this is a commission. No, no, no. Allah, you cannot trick Allah.
على كل حال إن كان هذا القرض حسنا
So this
ذهبية
good loan,
مقابل الفوائد
there's a real
وتسببها
expenses, and the money they collect, it is for that exactly uh, expenditure. It is okay. But they said you do not repeat it every year because that service is not. So why you're making it every year? That is definitely is attributed to the interest. That is forbidden. Another question: the Ahmadun and the Shia is asking. They are disbelievers. Yes, on the Book of Allah and the Sunnah. If they come to you, rule with them, and if you deny them, they're not going to harm you. If you rule with the Book of Allah. This is when it matters with the disbelievers with the Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So those who are from the Shia, it is accepted. So you could make the aqd according to the Book of Allah and the Sunnah of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. If they were not from the public, they will not even be Shia. Because they have their own. They will join they will make, and they will not accept the Sunni contract. So I'm hoping that it is accepted.
في زواج المشروع على الكتاب والسنة ما دمت لا تعلم عن أحد منهم ناقضا بعينه من نواقض الإسلام
Unless you know something in him particular that he is doing something that give them out of Islam.
فهذا بعينه مختلف
This person, there's no contract for him.
من البدع المغلظة حسابها حساب أصحابها على الله لا سيما من العوام
In particular, the public.
قد لا يستطيعون حيلة ولا يهتدون شخص يخاف
A
أن
man, he is afraid that he have committed disbelief. This is the whispering of the shaitan.
وأنه يرى كبار
And he see the biggest
على الخلق
sinners, they think they're good. What is the difference between permitting the sin? There is two types. One that's denial, and one to disbelief. I'll give you an example. The one who drink alcohol, if he said the alcohol is halal, he have denied the rules about that. If he said the forbidden of it is going backwards and it's not up to date, and even though he's returned it, but he's just like that, the Iblis in his displeasure with Allah, because he did not he betrayed Allah's wisdom better than him, to frustrate him, and I better than him. He's not disbelief, he was arrogance. So got that kind of pictures.
ردة حضارية ووحشية وبربرية هذا الفعل ردة أنا لا أتكلم عن الشخص الطيب
I'm not talking about person one, but someone who is ignorant. You have to move the doubtful thing. This is rejection to Allah's rule. Just like Iblis did deny Allah Azza wa Jal. So, Iblis he refused, and he was but to insist that it is if, and he is inside someone who is prevented him, the one who wants the repentance, well, this is the people
لكن قد
who commit a
يكون
sin, but
هناك
this could
عصر
be,
في الإسلام
if
يرون
you get used to it, you
واحد
might like it.
يشرب الخمر
Someone is
30 سنة
drinking
يراه مثلا
alcohol for 30 years or
يضحك
more.
شوية وإيه فيه الربا
Mm,
هو بينه وبين نفسه
He's
يقول
gonna say, "Oh, what is wrong with the riba?"
وبالتالي لا نستطيع أن نضبطها بالحكم الظاهر
So
إلا إذا صرحنا ولهذا
you have to declare it. So that's why the
عندما
people of
نقول
Sunnah, when they
على
deny people
معاصي
who commit sins,
الله يبارك خير
they are doing them a big
ولو تزايد بعض المعصية على
service,
قدر
even if they don't
الحرص
go. But
على
at least they bring
العقل
the
الإيماني
faith within their
لسه
soul.
هيفضل الحرام حرام
The haram is still haram,
والمنكر منكر
and the
والكبيرة
denied,
كبيرة
denied and the
يجد القلق في
disbelief,
هذا
disbelief in
القلق في
Allah.
داخله
This
ظاهرة
worry in his
غير
heart, it is
لأنه
a good,
إذا
healthy
تورط هذا
condition.
القلق
Because if that one went away
وزاحت نفسه
and your soul
للمعصية
is accepting the
واطمأن
sin,
بها وقال هي
and
أشهد
he
أن
said,
لك
this is
بحق
better
من
than
العسل ووصلنا لهذه
yogurt,
المرحلة
and
فلا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله وإنا لله وإنا إليه وإنا إليه راجعون اللهم اهدنا سواء السبيل لكن أقول
so I will say,
يا ولدي يا صاحب يعني الوسواس أنت تسأل
you are asking us every night,
أو في كل حلقة
every halqa,
يحسب السؤال
and you again that we ask Allah for you, but
ليس عندي جديد
I don't have anything new for you.
مبتلى بالوسوس
You have the waswasa, please give it behind your back.
لا يلقي لها بالا
Don't worry
لا
about it.
يلقي لها وزنا يعاندها يقاومها لا سيما إذا كانت تساوس في باب العقائد الشيطان يأتيه بأفكار وأسئلة كفرية يعاندها يقاومها يطرحها ويعلم أن
And
المقاومة لها صريح
you know, denial is the main,
لكن
but
مدافعتها
to push the whispering of the shaitan, it is part of the faith.
أعيش في دولة غربية
I lived in the Western countries and I cheated on my finals. I'm just like someone who mixed the yogurt with a lot of water. I work and everybody likes me. I have good salary and I have a chance for higher education. What do I do? Well, ask for repentance. And unless you cheated, that came to you release, make more technical parties that you could learn. And what happened. Just be careful for the future. And try to get the experiences that you missed because of you relying on cheating.
كما سترك فيما مضى أن يغفر لك فيما تستأنف وفيما تستقبل إن شاء الله. هذه الطرق الصوفية من
Is the Sufi ways from the innovation,
وعبادات الخير خير
even though they are asking for something good? The good is any good that when it doesn't matter where it came from, and the evil of what you're trying to prevent. The Sufi is something that you might accept and might reject, and some you will punish and some you will reward. If it is the dhikr of the Prophet ﷺ, make a salah on him, and to remind people to do it,
وتحقيق مرتبة
and to get the perfection, you worship Allah as if you see him.
يعني بعض الناس يزعمون هذا
Some people are claiming it, and in our religion,
كبار العباد من سلف هذا المسلك وكما عرفت الأمة
it's
علماء
just like this ummah, new scholars in fiqh, the new worshippers in the new Abu Hanifa, Shafi'i, Abdullah ibn Iyad, Malik ibn Nidar, Zains, and all of these.
كما عرفت الأمة في باب الفقه
So, in summary, the Sufi, you have to look at, expose it to the book and the Sunnah. Whatever good is accepted, and whatever it is mixed, you take it back. It's not you take it all at once, or you ask Allah Azza wa Jal to bring the best of matter.
السؤال الطويل
The,
الكعب في الصلاة
uh,
يعني طبعا إسبال
the long
الإزار
bands to the ankle.
إذا كان لغير الخيلاء والاحتياط ألا تفعل ذلك. طيب طيب طيب.
الوقت.
السائل يقول
The question is, I don't know, a woman or a man asking.
بنت عنه
Me and my, we make something on TikTok. If there's some, we change our clothes. If that's something allowed or no.
أرجو أن تكون
First of all, I hope who I'm talking to is a woman. Because if there's a man, you need to know that his cousin is not from the Maharam. To do videos, this mix is not allowed. It's not permitted. So his relationship should be on respect and to stay not to look. If it is a cousin with a cousin female, both of them, it is okay, but we'll see. The drama by itself, the acting, to have other entities, is to put the certain characters, and it's in the play or in the story as an entertaining part, and it is something that the scholars is disputed about it. Some is agreed and some that is disputed. They all agreed it is forbidden to act as Allah. Allah is beyond anything, and He is nothing like Him. And the angels, and the prophets, and the mothers of the believers, and the companions, it's disputed. If the person wants to make da'wah, the da'wah not all the same. Some that is account, some that is forbidden, like the clapping and dancing. And some that is known, it is allowed, like to write certain issues. Originally, the thing that I don't want nobody to do not uh, decline on somebody of best effort. And this is something that is communication with the different social media to have to affect the public area, because it is very important we take care of it. What is the issue of i'lam? So it is it depends on the information that is provided.
الوسيلة المستخدمة الآثار المترتبة عليها مآلات الأفعال محل الممارسة. أرجو أن
So I hope that you have intentions that are higher than normal with this fatwa, that I hope that everybody contemplate and listen to it carefully. والله أعلم. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.